Good evening, Zambia. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Mwai sen pum kwai. Last time naisa landifutun briefing sa. Good evening, Muzuire Chwani, Chan Shani, to Alanda Land. And we are back again this week. And this week we're very much privileged and excited to be hosting and speaking to the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Small Medium Enterprises. The PS in the Ministry of Yama Asel. I'm a PS Wama Aselas. PS, good evening.
Good evening, PS. How are you? What should I call you? Good evening. How are you? Can you hear me?
I'm perfect. I can hear you now. How are you?
I'm good, thank you, PS. How are you?
Very fine. We are very happy to be speaking to you this evening, and I'm sure our viewers are looking forward to an engagement with you to learn and understand what your ministry does and how they can engage and benefit from the works that you are doing every single day.
Yes, indeed. But PS, I heard you saying Ministry of what? Hustlers.
Ministry Ministry Tamanga.
You could call it that. Indeed, it's a Ministry of Tamangas, actually. And I'm happy to be here, to be hosted by UPS Pilato. Thank you for inviting us, and we are very happy to be here. We know that we are going to engage a lot of the hustlers out there, the Tamangas. They are our children, and we are happy to be here. I just hope that many of them are watching so they can engage with me and yourself, so that they ask us as many questions as they can, and we are here to respond. I know that a lot of burning issues basically on the Zangena issues. They are saying it's not, the money is not entering. What's going on? So we expect a lot of questions.
That's what we want to hear. So
we expect a lot of questions on that, PS. So we are ready.
So the format is that I'll let you respond to specific questions as we engage, and then I'll go to pick questions from our viewers, and then you respond to the questions. So,
thanks a lot, PS.
It's been 2 years since your ministry was established. I would like us to hear from you how it's been from the time that the ministry was established up to where it is now. What is it that you can share with us? How has been the journey, and how are you? How are the hustlers, the small and medium enterprise in Zambia, working with your ministry?
Well, of course, we're established or created after the New Dawn was ushered into government.
And that was
so you've even disturbed my accent.
Tell us about your 2 years journey. Yeah.
Okay. So we were created or established in 2021, September, just after the ushering of the New Dawn government into government. And of course, we are very grateful that this ministry was created. Because it's actually indicates the importance the president puts to the small and medium enterprises in the country. He loves and understands the business sector very well. And so he thought it's very important that the Ministry of SME is created. And I must tell you, PS, that everywhere I have traveled as a PS SME, many of my colleagues out there in other countries are very envious that Zambia has got a Ministry of SME, because many economies in different countries are driven by the SMEs. They are the ones that drive the economy. And so the president understands and he knows the importance of the Tamangas. And so he created this ministry, and we are very grateful that this ministry was created. So from the time that we were created in 2021, September, of course, we're given a mandate. You know, you cannot work without understanding what you're supposed to be doing as a ministry. So our mandate is basically to foster development and growth of MSMEs and cooperatives. We don't just look after the SMEs, PS. Even the cooperatives in the country are taken care of our ministry. I've always been saying our ministry should actually have a cooperative weight attached to it, because when we just talk about SMEs, it's like we only, our mandate is only to develop the SMEs and not the cooperatives. So even the cooperatives are actually under the Ministry of SME. Now, the Ministry of SME's mandate is to foster growth and development of SMEs and cooperatives. That means the ministry has two institutions, PS. I know you didn't even know that the Cooperative College in Baolene is under our ministry. Did you know that?
Kalaka pagona pa market para pa opposite mo.
The market PS na imwe pa filling station, opposite the filling station, opposite the
more.
Opposite Baoleni
okay.
Mall. Nikuba Sungu
Yes.
Tepa Market. Yes, so the Cooperative College is under the Ministry of SME. And also the Citizen Economic Empowerment Commission is under the Ministry of SME. So we've got two institutions. And not to forget that 2024, we may even have three with what we'll be calling the Village Industry Service. So we want to stop our young women and youth from coming into the Copper Belt towns and the Lusaka towns, you know, the urban areas, to come and do their business. We want to ensure that industrialization of MSMEs is taken further to the rural areas. So your Village Industry Services is going to look at what SMEs can do within the rural areas. That is 2024. I'll talk about it later when we go to the expectations of 2024 for our MSMEs and the cooperatives. So those two.
Maybe you can share a little bit more on that cooperative Karaka establishment opposite Pamopat. And then you can share a little bit more of what it does and what the people should expect from there. What is it that we should relate that particular institution to? Who goes there? And then we'll get back to CEEC, because CEEC na. So we want to hear from your perspective how these institutions are supposed to service the people.
Number PS, don't say Kalaka Cooperative. It's a big institution, and very soon the ministry is actually trying to work as hard as we can so that we make it be an institution of excellence. We want it to be an excellence institution. And we are not only going to do that alone. We've got a lot of cooperative colleges across the globe. And I must mention, even before I tell you what it does, that the ministry is signing an MOU with a cooperative college in the UK. This means we are going to tap from what our friends have been doing in the UK at their cooperative college, academia, business, agriculture, and different things, even just the structure, the way it's structured in the UK. We need to compare with what we are doing so that that place becomes a center of excellence. And that is what we want. Remember, PS, that His Excellency, the President, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, has always been talking about cooperatives. And when he talks about cooperatives, people are always asking these same cooperatives, what's the benefit? I should tell you, PS, that 3 months ago I was in Kenya, and I was attending a cooperative workshop. And I was very surprised to learn that the Kenyans, apparently, the economy of Kenya is driven by the cooperatives. And also, they own a bank as a cooperative. So if our friends can have a bank, which in 2022, year ending 2022, they had profits of $50 million just as a cooperative. So the goodness with what Kenya has done is that yourself, PS, and myself, if the cooperatives are to open a bank in Zambia, civil servants must bank with the cooperators, the cooperative bank. So many citizens in Kenya are actually banking with a cooperative bank. This means that international banks have actually failed because of the cooperative bank. So many civil servants, teachers, ourselves at our level are actually supposed to belong to unions, and we're supposed to be banking with those cooperative banks like in Kenya. And that is why we see our friends who are unions belonging to that cooperative bank are able to realize $50 million. That is not small money, PS. If I was given that money in the ministry, I would actually service half of our applicants who are applying for the loans through the CEC. So the cooperative college, coming back to the question, what they do is basically, it's a college, of course, so we've got those students that want to learn agriculture business, how to run agriculture as a business. They learn from there. They've got all books, textbooks required. They've got the lecturers there. It's basically similar to NRDC, if you know the NRDC along the Greatest Road.
Yes.
So if, for instance, you and I decide to belong to a cooperative or open a cooperative that is going to be looking at agriculture or agro businesses, once we register that cooperative, we're actually supposed to go to the cooperative college to go and learn on what we want. So imweba PS9 nga tuefo kwamba okubyala tomato tetwambe fya papa inato alikuwa ta interest ya tomato tien tulime tubyale. No, we are supposed to go to the cooperative college. We learn how to plant tomatoes, how to take care of them, how to process them at the end of the day. You know, we've got a lot of wastage of tomatoes and fruits. So we need to learn on the food processing now. Remember also His Excellency, the President, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, is ever talking about processing, value addition, eh? Yeah, so value addition, we are talking of you and I joining a cooperative, going to learn at the cooperative college how to do the different planting of different crops, fruits, whatever it is, and also learn how to process. There is also a section that is actually teaching on leather processing. We've got a lot of animals in our country, but a lot less leather processing industry. So we want some of the cooperatives or some of the MSMEs to go to the cooperative college and learn how to process leather. Very important. We want more money in people's pockets through this ministry and through what it's offering with its institutions that are sitting under the Ministry of SME. Apart from that, PS, we've done a lot of registration. I'm very happy to mention it here that a lot of people now have begun understanding to understand the importance of the cooperatives. So there's a lot of registration that has been happening, and we've done a lot of registration for cooperatives in different sectors. Mining, which is artisanal mining, we have cooperatives. We've got cooperatives in agriculture. We have cooperatives now that are coming in with tourism. So that also is working in the sense that if a group of 30 acquire a loan at the ministry through CEC, and they say they want to come up with hospitality business in the hospitality industry, which is under tourism, you have a lodge, you and I have a lodge, and people are coming to our lodge, but our lodge is not enough to actually take care of maybe 100 people in 100 rooms. We should now be able to communicate with another cooperative which is running hospitality business, if they have a lodge, to transfer just our customers to them. So that would operate as a union. So we've got cooperatives under that. We also have cooperatives under green economy and different ministries. People are forming cooperatives in different sectors, which is very important. Now, because we've got a lot of cooperatives that are being formed, it is now the duty of the cooperative college to go around the country to see how our cooperatives are operating. Are they following the bylaws? By the way, PS, takuwa vya tin cooperative na mfiamba mwa sonke mpia mwa isa ku ministry to amipele mpia mwambo kwa kana panshi achimti takuwa. Cooperatives have bylaws. Cooperatives have bylaws that you're supposed to follow. How to govern a cooperative? It should have a structure, a chairperson, a secretary, a treasury, and all those types of positions in the cooperative. So if you don't follow those bylaws, no, they formed the cooperative, but money has been stolen. Fraud. So those are the bylaws that, yes.
Yes, I think one of the things that I wanted you to also speak about is CEEC. Because I think a lot of small businesses and businesses, Tamangas, your people, tend to struggle to navigate the CEC processes and how they can get the most out of the CEC. I would also invite you to share a little bit more on the process. What are the timelines, and what have you been able to do for the 2 years that this ministry has been in existence? What have you been able to do in 2 years, and how can CEC be more helpful or be more responsive to the Tamangas in our country?
Thank you so much, PS. Before I go to the CEC, I just thought it is important that I don't forget to mention that the cooperative college has actually a business clinic. We call it a cooperative clinic. So the cooperative clinic is an activity that we introduced to the cooperative college towards the end of this year. So the cooperative college structure is now going around the country to see the challenges that our cooperatives are having. Because many times, even cooperatives fail, PS. So they need to be guided, just like any other business. You need to be handheld and be led into success. So that is what the cooperative is doing. Besides them just being there, teaching the students and all that, they are going around the country, especially now that the colleges are closed this season and people have gone into farming. This is a farming season. It's very important that the business clinic of the cooperative college goes around the country to see how our cooperatives are doing. And now coming to the CEC. CEC is the issue, the hot issue in the room. And so far, so good. In 2 years, PS, I must be happy to mention that in 2021, I'll start from there, or I can start from 2020. In 2020, the Citizen Economic Empowerment Commission, PS, only received 11 million kwacha for the citizens, for the Tamangas, 11 million. That was in 2020. In 2021, PS, the Citizen Economic Empowerment Commission did not receive any funding for the Tamangas. When the ministry was created, we were given the mandate to take care of the CEC. Remember, it was under Ministry of Commerce. So it was moved to the Ministry of Tamangas. And the new Dawn government must be given accolades because in 2022, after it was formed in August 2021, 2022 January, the ministry was given 340 million for the Tamangas to CEC. So we are saying from nothing to 340 million, which is a lot of money for the Tamangas. In 2023, we were given 360 million. In 2024, we are expecting slightly under 500 million. So we are very grateful to the New Dawn government that it's really taking care of the Tamangas. It comes back to the issue I mentioned earlier when we just started, that the president, His Excellency, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, understands the Tamanga business. And this is why he's advocated that this ministry should now be getting enough money for the Tamangas. Very important. And we are very grateful for that, because in that money that we are getting, which is slightly below 400 million in the past 2 years, and slightly below 500 million in the next year to come, this money will go a long way compared to the way it was given earlier, where 11 million would be given to the ministry just to give to the citizens who are business people. The money we have now is a lot. And because also the citizens have seen how much money is being pumped into the ministry for the MSMEs, we are now overwhelmed with the applications that are coming in from the citizens, the Tamangas. They also understand that, remember, we are being encouraged not to just sit even as civil servants, but to do a business on the side. And this is why you saw the NAPSA money is being given for the retirees that are working. You're able to get some money. The president is saying, take something from your pension, so that when you retire, you're able to have cushion to say, I got this money and I invested it in a business. You know what I mean? So those are the things that are actually making things different for everyone in the country, because we are being taught the business side of life. We need to understand that with work alone, you cannot manage your life. Things are getting expensive, yes, but there are other means that we can actually use to ensure that we are comfortable and run away from bad vices. I think it's a good idea that the ministry is getting in a lot of money now, which can go to the citizens. And now the citizens also are appreciating this amounts of money, and we are seeing a lot of applications coming in. I should tell you, PS, that the deficit that we have in applications is 30 billion kwacha. So that is the funding gap. That is from 2021 to 2023, 30 billion, and we are getting slightly below 500 million. So if we put all the applications together, which are amounting to 30 billion, and we are getting 500 million, it's not enough to actually pay the people. So I come back to your question. What are the challenges that we are having with the applications? People are complaining we're not getting money on time. What is going on? Where is the money going? And all sorts of questions. So in 2020, from 2021 to date, PS, we have given the marketeer booster loan. Remember, we have categories of these loans, eh?
Yes.
Because we want every citizen across the country to benefit, regardless of where you are. You need to benefit, because CEC, that is what we are always talking about. So from 2021 to date, we have given marketeer booster loans amounting to 156 million PS. So we have given 156 million to the marketeers across the country. Remember, marketeers are actually in over 3,000 markets. Eh? The reason why you are seeing the Ministry of SME working in collabo with local government, going to tell our marketeers not to go to the streets, they should go back to the markets, is because we understand that money is not going to go to the streets. Money is going to go to the designated trading areas in the markets. That is where these people are supposed to go. So we are also advocating that people must move from doing makwebo in the streets to the markets, because they can only benefit from these loans, the marketeer booster loans, if they are in these recognized market trading areas. And we are not just going into the market, PS, to say, we are giving you money. There is a structure. The markets have what they call market masters. So we need the market masters, or we use the market masters, to give us a list of these marketeers in the markets. No bang market, it means that watch the benefit. So that is what we are doing. So besides that, when the money gets to the market through the market masters, remember also that the marketeers, PS, are the best people who understand the loans. They are very good. They are very different from you and I, because you and I, when we get paid, sometimes we say, this month, shall I loan? You try to make the bank try cut a punch. But marketeers have been getting these monies for a long time. And I'm very proud to say, PS, that they are one of our best repaying customers. Their repaying rate is actually at 60%. And we are hoping that as we move towards 2024, we are going to see above 90% repayment rate of the marketeer booster loan. And this is why they have actually gotten the more money that the ministry has been funded compared to any other loan category. Because they are good payers, they're paying back, but would also want to encourage them to ensure that they pay back at least 90%, so that even the neighbor at that stand in the market can also get part of that money. We don't want to leave anyone behind. Everyone has to benefit from these monies, and it's good also, PS, that they understand that this money is not their money for their pockets. Yes, it is their money, but it is money for every citizen. And because we also want to ensure that this money is a revolving fund, because can you imagine a situation like in the old days where monies were given very little, like 11 million? How will you manage 3,000 markets to benefit from the 11 million? So we need to make this fund a revolving fund, and it's not only for marketeers. So we'll give marketeers, and we'll also give other categories like the Wusulu. So the 156 million has gone to 72,000 marketeers. This is as of November. So because we had our last quarter funding, by now we should be saying we are above 80,000 marketeers who have benefited from the marketeer booster loan. 80,000
But our
marketeers.
Those marketeers, how do you settle for these marketeers?
If you have fueka, that is the reason we are now engaging the marketeer masters. But nabena marketeer master you need to give everyone. And you know, sometimes we are also trying to be very smart. When a list comes and we are told these are the marketeers, nangunaba tupela bali 5,000. Neshwala ishwa tu umuntu tupele listi ukufumina number 1 to number 50 bantu wako. It's just a human mind.
Yes. So I want us to respond to questions that have come through, and then you can continue sharing. So this particular one comes from Bank and Banda. Last PS, the Minister of Matamangas. I'm really happy that today we have the PS from the most important ministry in the country. The only ministry that can change our lives, especially us youths. Youths have asked such related questions as, how can we access these loans? How complex is the procedure? What really is the ministry doing to enhance the lives of Zambian citizens, especially the youths? The final recommendation, the ministry should consider students who are studying agriculture. My PS, maybe you want to respond to these specific questions, and then we can go to the next one.
Yes, so we are talking about accessing the loans, and this is where we are. I don't know if I should continue with the data that we have. The break.
Yes.
For the people that we go through the data of the people that have received these loans, so that we understand PS, accessing these loans is not difficult. We'll talk about the challenges of why people are saying it's difficult at the end of it all. So the 156 that has gone to marketeers with a total figure of 80,000 plus is part of the marketeer booster loan. Then we go to the Wusulu loans. the Busulu loans has been given amounting to 48.4 million. This is going to the youths, women, and the men, amounting to 5,161 beneficiaries. That is not a small number. Now, remember that Marketeer Booster Loan is ranging from 500 to 5,000. Then we've got the Busulu loan, which is ranging from 10,000 to 50,000. So if we've given 5,161 beneficiaries Busulu, which is ranging from 10,000 to 50,000, that is not small money, PS. That is a lot of people who have benefited from the Busulu loans. We are also encouraging the Busulu beneficiaries to pay back so that even other Busulu beneficiaries can pay back. Now, PS, from the 48.4 million that we have given in the Busulu loans, we are talking of 86.5% being women and young people, the youth. Now, it goes to the question from the previous question that has been asked. How are the youths accessing these loans? So yes, they are accessing. We've got 86.5% of women and youth benefiting from the Busulu loan. So the youth are definitely benefiting. And remember, the youth are the many. They are the ones that are holding the skies in our country. So it is very important that the numbers that are benefiting are actually the youth. So you also asked me another question of us looking at the students in colleges and universities. Now, it is not only
students studying
in agriculture. Yes.
Yes.
We just don't want to look at the students in agriculture. I'll tell you something that I have learned from the other countries that I have visited who are actually taking care of SMEs in their countries. PS, other countries are actually going to do what they are calling the startups. So the startup is a strategy that will have our ministry go to University of Zambia, Mulungushi University, the Copperbelt University, ZICAS, whichever university, the cooperative college, and assess the students that want to begin business from school, from colleges, from universities. And what I have noted is that our friends that are doing the startups from universities and colleges are actually creating jobs. Can you imagine a situation where we go to the University of Zambia and pick 1,000 students to give Busulu loans and they get 50,000 kwachas? If they want from the 50,000 kwachas that they get, they merge into cooperatives. This is just a business strategy that students can begin to think of even before we roll out what I'm talking about. So if we give 1,000 students 50,000 kwachas and they decide to form cooperatives of 50 each, we are talking about 1 million being maybe within 50 students as a cooperative who are under the business sector, maybe leather processing. So from school, when they close school, they will be able to go and look for abattoirs and buy the animal skin. When they buy the animal skin, they could go to the cooperative college and process their leather from the cooperative college. We are creating jobs that way. Then when they graduate, they will not even look at them going to look for a job to major in whatever they were studying from the colleges and universities, because they will have made money. So we'll have created jobs for 50 students. You get my point?
Yes.
That is what other countries are doing. So if our students, like the previous messenger wrote, saying that we should take care of the agriculture students, even other students can be taken care of in that manner. And we plan to begin to do that. Our country is now looking at the recycling secular sector, so much into the climate change businesses. The students can come up and apply for the loans. I know that some ministries actually have secular sector funding. they should apply in those ministries for those monies, and they should begin to do something to do with recycling, value chain addition, and everything using those grants that are coming in different ministries. The new Dawn government is fighting for a lot of things. PS, you agree with me? There is debt restructuring, and we are actually very happy that we've got more money that has come in from the IMF. It is something that the SMEs should actually be rejoicing about, and for us, we are very happy because more money has come in the country, and we just have to go to the Ministry of Finance and tell them our tamangas need more money. We need more money to give these people, and this is what we are looking at. Convince them when they give us that money. Then we can even go now to the universities and colleges and begin to help them from what the sender wrote. Now,
Yes, there's this one. There's this. Oh, no, so. This one is saying, really, this ministry needs to do a lot. Its presence is not felt in this country. What are the structures, and what's the strategy plan and aim of this ministry? Maybe you can elaborate there. What are the structures? Do you have provincial offices? Do you have offices at district level? How are you structured, and what is it that you would share more that would be helpful to keep Mwali?
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Mwali, for that question. Of course, yes, our ministry, I'm very happy, PS because we are only 2 years plus old. And our provincial officers, PS, have got Toyota hard bodies. The new Dawn government has given each and every provincial officer a hard body, Toyota Hilux, to ensure that they go as deep as areas that they cannot even reach with those hard body vehicles. So we've got provincial officers in each province, and we've got district officers in each district. The only challenge that we have is that we are 2 years old plus, and right now, PS, we are only squatting. So na youth and sport twamisanga kukopa belt mwalikuwa tafika office, so mwalikuwa takona ka space kama kumi afya tupenko ka office aka tushaya tubombelemo, and you will not refuse, because then you know that the youth now will be coming to that office of yours to access loans under the Ministry of SME. However, we are basically sitting in many of the agriculture offices. We are also squatting in the district DCs, in district commissioners' offices. We are also squatting in the PACRA offices, because we are also dealing with the cooperatives, like I said earlier. So cooperatives, SMEs that are registering for the first time, they go to PACRA. So it's very easy. We thought it's easy for our customers to actually just come down to our office from PACRA, by say, oh, and we'll give them their loan like that. So we are actually squatting, but come 2024, we hope that will be very visible, because even our vehicles that have gone into the provinces, PS, they are branded. So it will be very easy for you to say, SME nimba mona pa ShopRite, ndeba lole la bamdala nangu ba madam. So that in betama questions they won't quit. You know our culture. We are like that. We smile all the time. We talk all the time. And we are very friendly as a ministry, because we understand. Besides, we just launched our policy, our strategic plan, and our charter for customer service, our service charter for the ministry. So our officers in provinces and districts understand the importance of customer care, because everyone has got that copy and they know how to attend to people. And just like I'm saying, we are squatting in different ministry offices. And for us, it's an opportunity. If you meet us even at ShopRite or in town and you want to find out something, just ask us and we'll attend to you. That is how we are working at the moment. So we are well structured, I must say, PS. I don't think we have any district that does not have an officer. And just 2 weeks ago, we hosted all the district officers here in Lusaka and all the provincial officers, which is first of its kind. It's never happened at the ministry. We are doing it now. simply because we want our officers to understand what they're supposed to be doing in the districts and how they're supposed to take care of the customers. Look, everybody wants money. Even people who've got money, they want money, and that's why they say money is never enough. So whether they have or they don't have, they still look up to the Ministry of SME through the Citizen Economic Empowerment Commission for them to have something, even just boost the order finance. I haven't finished PS. Can I continue with the figures? Numbers don't lie.
I will take an PS. I want us to accommodate as many questions as possible, so we can respond to the people.
So that we
Kumbusha manamba. This one is Festus C. Chisea. Festus C. Chisea is saying, good evening. First of all, I should comment that the topic is very sound and interesting. Now my question is that the target of these loans is to reach each and every Zambian across the country. But what measures have you put in place or put across to ensure that the marketeers and the youths in rural areas are covered? Secondly, how are you ensuring that the monies are reaching the targeted individuals or groups? Funso, PS Funso.
Hello, Naikonda Funso PS. I'm sure you have seen me that the past 3 months, I've actually done a lot of trotting across the country where CEC is disbursing funds. And I love it that way because I'm also monitoring as a ministry CEO how people are benefiting from these loans. Just 2 weeks ago, we were in Mongu, and in Western Province, we managed to give over 5 districts these funds. And a lot of them, again, were women and the youth. We're giving the Marketeer Booster Loan at the Mongu main bus stop, and a lot of beneficiaries were there. We gave over 5,000 marketeers across Western Province. This is just to see that our marketeers are actually benefiting from these monies that are going outside to be disbursed to them. Now, the very good question was, how are we giving these monies and how are we ensuring that our marketeers are actually benefiting from these loans? We have engaged all the mobile networks in the country, Airtel, MTN, and CellZ. So it doesn't matter. Zamtel. Tulibakale, sorry. I like that, Zamtel. Yeah, so we've engaged these mobile networks, and we are using the mobile money transfers to give to the marketeers, because remember, I think you can even receive a 50,000 through your phone. So depending on, it doesn't matter which network you actually belong to. And we are also very sincere. What we are doing is we will allocate, say, 10 million to the Marketeer Booster Loan, and we will say each of them must get the money equally. So if we've allocated 6 million, the people who've got CellZ network should have a 2 million. The Zamtel should have a 2 million. The people who have Airtel network should have 2 million. The subscribers for MTN should have a 2 million. We don't want to segregate. And remember that many of our customers are also different. You'll find that many of maybe Airtel or MTN are based on the Copper Belt and Lusaka province. So our colleagues who are in the rural areas, many are using Zamtel. Now, that is not a limit. We are also thinking on how to also engage other platforms that are coming on. I'm very much aware that Zampost is also coming on with another platform that is going to work more like mobile money. So soon we'll be engaging Zampost also, so that we make sure that the money is getting even to the rural areas. The only sad part is that we cannot move in with cash, you know, to go and disburse to the people. It's very difficult to monitor when you disburse on cash basis. And also records are distorted when you use cash. So we want to ensure that whatever platforms we can use to make sure that even our friends in the further areas, in the rural areas, are able to benefit from these funds. Soon we are going to go as far as Kapata. Of course, we have done a bit of marketeer booster loan there, but there are areas that have no network totally. So we need to find a way of how these people are going to benefit as well. As we are saying, we're not leaving anyone behind. Everyone who is an SME, a cooperator, must be able to benefit from the loans. Now, I've talked about 156 million. I've talked about 48.4 million. I'm now going to talk about 37.4 million, which has gone to order finance. Remember, I mentioned even people who are already established, who are in business, they can still come to us because because when they borrow and they are paid, they'll pay back immediately with an interest, which that interest on top PS can go to a marketeer. So we're also giving order finances. So when you've got an order, we'll give you that money and you go and service your order. When you're returning the finances, you put up your 5%, or is it the 8% or 12% that you got the money at, depending on the amount that you actually acquired from the CEC. So no, PS. Lolele and first twala babelenga. Tonight bamona banamenja. Twice a first payment. So the 37.4 million has gone to 227 cooperatives. Now remember, PS, that cooperatives are groups of people with the same interests that come together. So the numbers are ranging from 10 people to 1,000 people. So when we talk about 227 groupings of these cooperatives, we are actually talking of over 150,000 people have benefited in that 37.4 million. So we've spoken about 3 types of loans.
Yes.
Now we can go to the question. And I hope you are taking down of those figures.
Yes. No,
shine.
PS, this one is Nameja Namakanda Shanika, who says, do you fund individual startup in fish farming? And how long does it take to get these money?
Fish farming, very important to us. Any farming, very important to us. I know I sound like His Excellency because he says very important to us.
Very important.
So fish farming is not an exception. Everyone, as long as your proposal that you've submitted to the CEC is viable, and also the location. Remember, we don't want to concentrate the population in the urban area. Urbanizing. We need to industrialize now across the country. So, for example, in Northern Province, we have a lot of farming there in the Northern Block. So if you are talking about farming, fish farming, talk about the Northern Block, because that is where this is done, and it's easily done because of the water there and, you know, the clay soil for your ponds and things like that. So we'll definitely give you, and that is what we want to do. Look at the attack that we had recently with the animals in the country. They were attacked with the disease, so people were not eating beef and things like that. So fish now became very expensive. But if we had it in excess, it was just going to be at the same price that we had been buying it even before. But if you notice, anyway, so I know that there was a small slight change in the cost of fish. So it's very important that that is also looked into, and we are not stopping people from applying for fish farming. You are very welcome. You can do that as long as we see that your proposal is doable, and it will give you profits, and you understand what you want to do, and you've got the interest, because we don't just want to fund proposals that people have no interest in. Fish fingerings to boss in the next 2 weeks. So we really want to ensure that even as we are giving you the money is going to use.
Yes, there is Mr. Nathaniel Mufwinda, who is saying, do you receive online applications too? Share your website or portal to use.
Yes, we do receive online applications. And for us, online application is very, very important. And we continue to talk about it, PS. You know why? We don't want to segregate applications. Because if you, PS, brought an application to me, I'll say, Kairiba PS Pilato Banand. So Nalawa Pela Fechilonich. But if you apply online, even the officers in the office will not know who you are. They will not know your company. They will just look at your proposal and they will be able to work on it without segregating or asking who it is, because they don't know. It's an online application. So it's really, really important that that is done without a doubt, or on an online application. So I'm just trying to check on the website for CEC.
Yes, yes.
And I'll be,
Give me the website so we can flash it for our people to.
even from your phone. Yeah. So I'm just looking for it now. I'll be able to send it to you in due course, just here before we can close. Let me just find it. So online applications are welcome, and please continue bringing them that way, because we don't want any segregation done by the officers, but everyone should be able to receive the monies and do their applications online.
There is an interesting question here, PS. So this one says,
Yes.
what happens when people in a cooperative indulge in the consumption of the money and not investing it? What do you do to
Kubwesha. Kubwesha.
What
You
if
know,
they're not
PS,
questioning?
what was happening is that in the early days of the formation of the ministry, you give a cooperative money, and then they go under a tree. Na bekala no munko yoshani bakanempia tulibanga tuli 10 nishiga watpele ni 1 pina twalaka na fefina mazari. You know what I mean? But that is not good, and that is discouraged, and it's heart-wrenching, because we want our cooperators and our SMEs to develop. That is our mandate. So if you do that to us, you are really killing the ministry, you are killing the economy, you are also killing the business mind. What we want to do, PS, is to inculcate a business culture in each and every Zambian. And even His Excellency has been talking about that. I think it is very important, because that is also going to help with poverty eradication. If we continue to be dependent on employment, we continue to be dependent on handouts, we are just creating a lot of poverty. But all these loans that are going to the people in the country is actually helping with wealth creation and job creation. There's a lot of people that have actually benefited. I'll take you to the industrial yard. By the way, we've got 8 industrial yards as a ministry, and we've commissioned so far 7 of them, PS, and they're operating. And we've onboarded SMEs and cooperatives. So I'll give you an example of the Quito one, which we just launched, commissioned last month in November. We've got cooperatives that are coming from different sectors, and over 225 unions with over 25,000 members. So the Quito Industrial Yard has cooperative members in total figures of 25,000 people. Now, these are coming from different sectors, like I have said. We've got women who are doing food and beverages. We've got women who are doing processing of food, different types of food, PS. Juice extraction, peanut butter processing, cooking oil processing. We've got cooperatives that are dealing in maize processing into milling meal. Now, here is a group of 25,000 people who come to the ministry and say, we are different groupings, unions, cooperative unions, and you have onboarded us into this industrial yard in Kitwe. What we just want you to help us with is not cash. We want you to give us tractors. Kuskidana tractor ba PS.
So PS, look where Sahel says, what's your...
She'll appreciate So they tell us they want 6 tractors. So we get those 6 tractors, and before we give them, we go there and have a meeting with them. Then we ask them, you want 6 tractors to use for farming. Do you have land? Then they tell us, we don't have land and we don't know where to get land from, but give us 1 month and we'll come back to you. Within a month, PS, they go into Lufwanyama, they engage a chief and ask for land. As I speak right now, these cooperatives at the Quito Industrial Yard have over 50,000 land leased to them by the chief in Lufwanyama. We're very excited to hear. What did we do? We went to Saro Agro. And we told Saro Agro, we are SME, Ministry of SME. We do not have money. Our money comes quarterly for empowerment, but we want tractors. We are very interested in signing an MOU with you. You give us tractors and we'll be paying you quarterly as the money comes. Vasaro, Tebaku Katakuchan, because they also understand the importance of empowering the citizens. They gave us 6 tractors, PS. We paid something towards that. And those 6 tractors have now been given to the cooperators at the Quito Industrial Yard. So 25,000 people have benefited from 6 tractors. 25,000 is a lot of number. But because these people have got the interest, a common interest of wanting to create wealth, they said only 6 will be enough. Right now, as I speak to you, PS, the tractors that they got are complete tractors with planters, plows, shellers, and all that. Disc garrow, you know, I'm not a farmer, but things like that. So they've got all those 6 tractors, which are a complete set, and they're now planting their maize in Lufwanyama. They are planting their groundnuts. They are planting their soybeans. They are planting their sunflower on that land. Now, that is not only land that has been given to them for the 25,000. They are going to employ the people in Lufwanyama, in that farm where they are going to be farming. You get my point? So this is the kind of interest and dedication we want to see from the cooperatives and the SMEs. That is what should be done to create jobs where you're working from, to create jobs within yourselves, to have the interest of the money, not to ampera 1,000 PS muamkwa kana panshi ya chimuti. Ngato isa timpia shirikuisa atikatuishi bachama noko batu alabachama nuku babika ata was in pressure so ababantu naliba foresha FMPia so tuweshe nimpia tuweshe tatukwete. I mean, that is so retrogressive. We don't want that from our SMEs and our cooperatives.
PS, so what is Mr. Lukwesa Henry is asking, what's your limit of funding in terms of money? Is there a limit if you are funding an individual? What's the limit that you go? If you are funding a cooperative, what's the limit? If you are funding an established business or somebody with an order, like you said, supply or something, what's the limit? Is there a limit in as to how much you can fund?
Very good question. I've always been advising the SMEs and the cooperatives to always look at the business that you are doing. So we have no limit, but I'll give you an example why some applications are failing PS. In a shafyame shtefyo pa street, tuyotuma to fianta tuyamwaitusho PS. If I sell that water, I cannot come to CEC and say, therefore I'm umpele 50,000 kwacha to start selling water. So when you come and you say, I sell that small plastic water, and I want 100,000 to invest in my business, the first question I will ask you is, have you ever handled the 10,000 kwacha? You know what I mean? And you will not lie, because when you say yes, I'll say, okay, ndangisheni ngani mobile money eno account kasendeni print out ku statement ku Airtel, MTN or Zamtel, so that we check how your business has been faring, isn't it? And And if I know that you've never even handled the 10,000 kwacha and you're asking for 100,000 kwacha, I will not give it to you, because then I know you are not capable to handle such big money. So all those things are looked at. If you come today and you tell me you want 3 million kwacha, and I ask you how established your business is, then you say, for example, I started 5 years ago, the biggest order I've had is 6 million. Go and bring your statement, you attach your statement, and I've got an order at maybe Mopani copper mine, so I need 3 million to service this order. And you show me your statements, and I'm convinced, yes, you are actually in an established business, and you need a 3 million kwacha, and you've serviced orders before that are more than 6 million. I'll quickly give you that 3 million, because then I've seen your statement and I know that if the moment that you are paid, you bring back that 3 million kwacha with the interest, and we'll get that 3 million kwacha and give it to another 3 million applicant.
My PS, I want us to respond to 3 or 4 questions before we wind up. I think we've gone an hour already.
PS na imweleke ntulande na abantu.
PS, listen. I wanted to respond to 4 questions and briefly, not Kuranda, what's in my pastor change command. So the first one is this one. This one says, PS, are your loans or empowerments only in form? This is coming from Chilomo. In form of money. Do you have other forms of empowerments, e.g. where you loan out machinery or agricultural equipment or land? You may respond to that as I locate the next one.
Thank you very much, Chilomo. Yes, actually, I'm going back to His Excellence, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema's words, the Republican president. He said he does not want to see any SME suffer because we are asking them to give us collateral. Yes. So we don't just give money. And actually, that is what has spurred, the juicy story of people making profits and everything, and even drinking the money by PS. So it's actually good for us, and it's working out far much better than before, because what we are doing is, when you want a loan for agriculture, or even want a loan for a vehicle to begin transportation business, Fiapala to Yango, these are the youth business, Yango or whatever it is, the taxi business. What we are doing is we are buying that asset for you. And when we buy that asset for you, even just like the 6 tractors that I spoke about, they are not under the cooperative, the cooperatives in Kitwe, under their names. No, they're not under the company names. They're under CEC.
PS, I think the PS is for Nyashima. We will try to stick around and wait for the PS to come through. I'm hoping and believing that you find the information very helpful. As we wait for the PS, I'm gonna stick around.
Bundles.
PS, welcome back.
Yachkwama bundles, PS. Never SME alapwa.
Okay, PS. So PS.
I was saying, if you apply for transportation business and you want us to buy you a 4-ton truck, a 2-ton truck, or 3-ton truck, or even a taxi, a minibus, ice bus, or Rosa bus, we are going to buy that asset in the CEC name. The white book will only change when you finish paying.
Okay.
So we'll give you that asset, you will use it, but if you're not paying well to satisfy the agreement that you have signed, we'll grab that asset from you and give it to the next person. because we are not serious. We want to see serious SMEs and serious cooperators. So when we give you those assets, are coming to you as assets, not in money form, but in asset form, and we are going to use those assets with, they are going to come to you under the name of CEC until you finish paying. That is when you receive that thing. So you will not give us any collateral. That collateral is still sitting under CEC.
Okay, thank you, PS. Twingu to Akoska. Working with colleagues in a cooperative isn't easy. This is coming from under G. Working with colleagues in a cooperative isn't easy. Do you conduct any warning or workshops or programs to encourage people to use the money in profit-making investments than those investments that are not profitable? Do you conduct these capacity development workshops or training?
Yes, PS. I think under G came in a little bit late. We spoke about that. The cooperative college is taking through cooperatives, teaching them how to govern as a cooperative and how to run your business as a cooperative. Yes, it's very difficult, and that is why one of the rules to join a cooperative is that you should have the same interest for PS. Tinaendesha mataxi ndefo kwamba kulima so na join na cooperative ya agriculture. Mwalanisha shana mataxi kwa agriculture. So you need to have a common interest. If you are doing agriculture and you have interest in agriculture, join the agriculture business. If you do hospitality business and you want to join a cooperative via hospitality, join the hospitality business. We don't want to cross-cut, because when you cross-cut, you'll be saying, taxi, so business profit to apanga taxi. You're going to move out of the cooperative and begin to cause confusion. So it is very important that all the cooperatives that you're joining as a cooperator, you have the same interest as the other group members of the cooperative.
Thank you, my PS. This one is John Don Mulenga. I have a proposal for poultry farming, and I'm wondering if I can get a loan as an individual. That's Mr. John.
The good news for Mr. John is that soon we will have one of our cooperating partners who is coming in with funding to help those farmers that want to go into poultry farming. So yes, your proposal is doable if you have done it before or you want to be a learner. And once you say you want to be a learner, we are very, very happy to host you and have you at the cooperative college where agriculture business is taught. So you will learn how to do all those PS. Mwidabwa sana na alipitamo sana ma cooperative na ishona gumburo, how to dispense that gumburo, how to dispense the vaccines for the chickens and everything. So you'll be able to run through your business very well, because you will have gone through sensitization, capacity building, and you get a certificate on just how to rear these chickens so that the mortality rate goes down. You must understand, you don't keep those droppings in the chicken and in the brooder for a long time. Immediately it looks like this, you need to change it. So you go through all those teachings. It's very important. But yes, we do give poultry farming.
PS, you had indicated that you share the website. There is a particular viewer who is interested in the website. They say they're waiting for the website. Is it going to come or yes.
I like that, PS. Thou shall not drink, otherwise you skid the tractor.
Waiting for the website, comrade. So Mr. Viana is saying, dependent website, guys.
So the website for CEC is www.cec.
Nice, and the folk type.
www.ceec.org.zm. I just didn't want to make a mistake. I had to make sure that we have it correctly.
Okay. That's the website there. Thank you very much, PS. PS, I want us to respond to the last questions.
Also, get me the one for the ministry. And also, PS, we are creating a database for SMEs as a ministry. We are encouraging the SMEs to, we are not creating, but we are upgrading. So we need all SMEs to actually visit our website and be able to also register, telling us which province or district you belong to, where you are, and what you do. Very important for us because we want to ensure that we are servicing our customers correctly. So, PS type in Konea ba ministry.
Ministry, na what website?
PS. Caliber PS, Caliber. We are youth.
Kwa government ministry ya kwa website. Ni mwenye udonyo.
www.msme .gov.zm. Limbi na email mbike point.
Na email
Email msmed Small and Medium Enterprise Development by PS.
MSMD.
Yes.
MSMD.
D. At MSME.
At MSME.
.gov. .zm. Na
So,
telephone mbikepo. Takwa WhatsApp.
How is the website and the email?
MSMED. Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprise Development, PS. At MSME.
MSMD.
MSMED. Ministry of Small Medium Enterprise Development.
Okay, PS.
No.
PS, send it here. Send it. I want to bakopole wangu. I've sent you a text. Respond to that text. Type as we
text perfect to and Japanese type
Okay, PS. They can just come a question. We'll share that later. Okay, PS. I'll post it after the program. Okay. I promise to post it after the program. I'll post it on my page.
Very important. We need to upgrade our database.
Yes, I want to respond to two questions.
Journalist, how many SMEs do you have?
Two questions we go, PS. 2 questions we go. But mosquito kuma and I focus on something now.
What mosquito kumien?
So PS, this one is coming from Andy Chirima, who is saying, do your asset loans attract interests? And if so, what are the interest rates? What are the interest rates? And how do you determine the tenure of the asset loan? Interesting question.
The tenure of the asset loan is dependent on what you agree on how much you'll be repaying. So, for example, if you say you're getting a 1,000 loan, and you say every month you'll be paying back 100 kwacha, it means you need to finish in the next 10 months. So if your asset, for example, you want a tractor and the tractor is costing 1.5 million, and you get the tractor probably this farming season, really very important PSOation. So if you apply for a tractor and the tractor is costing 1.5 million in this farming season, must apply more October. The CEC will not come to you in November, December, January, February. Maybe they will come in March or April when you've harvested your produce and you've processed your produce and you have sold your process, and then the first month now you begin paying is that time when you begin to collect your dues. Now remember, the ministry is also developing and seeing the growth of SMEs through business connections. We've done a lot of business connection PS this year. The new Dawn government is just sweet. You know, all our SMEs and cooperatives who are doing cooking oil processing, peanut butter processing, tomato paste, juice extraction, honey, and all those agro businesses, we've clinched deals for them and connected them to the chain stores. So ShopRite, Choppies, Pick and Pay, bigger supermarkets are actually getting these products and putting them on the shelves. For those who are lucky, who are actually doing very well with their produce, it's even going across borders.
Perfect. PS, the last one. The last question. The last question. When is the best?
Bundles. Let's continue talking.
PS, when is the best time? This is why it's Kapepe asking. When is the best time to apply for these loans? Sorry, it just came in. And what time does the application close? I think that's a very important question.
PS, a very, very important question. This has come from the sender. Applications have closed, I must say, for 2024. Remember, we are saying that we've got a funding gap of 30 billion. And people have been complaining that they're not getting paid from 2021 to 2023. What we have agreed is that in 2024, we should not have any open window for applications. So all the money that I mentioned, slightly below 500 million, is going to the backlog that we have.
Okay.
So many people that applied from 2021 to 2023 will get paid in 2024. I'm actually calling the 2024 year Zangena year, because everybody that applied, at least everyone that applied with a viable project proposal, should be able to receive funding. So takula new applications in 2024. Balaba say apply akalibati. Bale fola according to what you applied for. Besides when bale fola with this funding for 2024. Now to na revolving fund. They have to pay back. We should make it, we should make it a good thing. Money should keep coming. They should pay back so that once they apply from 2021 to 2023 are also able to receive something. It's very important that when we get a loan, we remember that we must pay back so that the next person can also receive.
My PS, what are your concluding remarks? What is it that you would want to end this conversation with? And then we close the program.
Mwapusha wangu ba PS. Yapo ma questions.
We've gone beyond 1 hour, PS. We've gone beyond 1 hour. Vamos keep to make something.
The last words.
Yes, my PS.
This ministry was created for a very good purpose. We need to use it as the reason it was created. We need to make use of it to create wealth and create jobs, to eradicate poverty. We need to be very serious as SMEs in the country, because we are driving the economy of this country. And I would also love to appeal to the government, of course, including yourself, PS. This ministry is a very, very important ministry, and it should be considered as such. We need to support it as much as we can so that our SMEs can begin to contribute to the GDP of this country at least at 90% in the next 5 years. If we do so, we'll be able to sustain ourselves. And that will mean everyone else will have something to do. We've got very good plans as a ministry. Our strategic plan is out. Our policy document is out. And these are the directions of the ministry. We now have a direction. For 2 years, we didn't have the policy document or the strategic plan, but it was launched last month. So we are actually able to see the direction and how we are going and how we are doing. In 2024 PS, we are launching the first ever SME and cooperative Indaba in February, second week of February. And all SMEs and cooperatives are invited to this Indaba. And we are very hopeful that the president is going to grace it, and they must come and listen to him and also come and hear what more we have for our cooperatives and our SMEs. It is very important that the ministry is given support, both from the government point of view, yourself, PS, and other colleagues of mine, PSs, and ministers across government. We need the support that this ministry needs for us to thrive and also to carry on. We want to see yourselves, our colleagues, to give us ideas of how you think we can actually run. Remember, we are one government, and so ideas coming from colleagues like yourselves are very important, because that is the only way we could build this ministry for our citizens. And the citizens must take this ministry very seriously. They should come to our ministry and visit us and ask us all sorts of questions or whatever they want to find out. They're welcome. We actually operate at an open door policy, PS, and I must say that every Thursday, my door is open to speak and see all customers that are coming into our ministry. So please, everyone out there, this is your ministry. Feel free as an SME, even if you think your question is irrelevant, we've given you the website, we've given you the email, write to us, visit our website, or even walk into the ministry and find out what you want to find out from us. We have 7 technical departments. We've got the business development and grants department, which is helping the citizens, PS, to even do proposals. So correct your proposal if your proposal is not well aligned. If you feel you need help, come through and see our staff, and we'll be able to help you with that project proposal. We've got the cooperative department. All these departments, PS, are actually headed by directors. So you are dealing with that level and caliber of learned staff to help you with everything that you need. We've got the cooperative college also headed by a director, and we are helping the cooperatives to understand the governing laws of cooperatives. We have the regulations, registration and regulations department, which registers the cooperatives and also teach them on how the governing laws of the cooperatives are supposed to be handled and how business is supposed to be run as a cooperative. We also have the Department of the Small and Medium Enterprise, also headed by a director, and we are here to help the SMEs under that department. So to our SMEs, please, we are here for you. Come in, walk in anytime, or visit our websites or write to us through email. Thank you very much, PS, for having me.
Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you very much, PS, for the time. And
Thanks,
be
PS.
rest assured that we'll be calling on you.
Thank you so much.
As we get the questions and concerns from the public, I think we'll be able to invite you back, and so you can share more of what you are doing, but also even to let the public get closer to and also to appreciate your challenges and also the successes that you are delivering. Thank you very much, my PS.
Thank you, PS. Thank you. Good night.